there's been a debate for a while as to whether piracy is good for the industry, music industry, or bad for it. It was long thought that piracy is ruining the industry and no one will make any money and all these artists are going to go out of business, but there's also people who believe that it spreads. It makes people aware of artists and aware of music, and if people like it, they'll buy it. Well, that argument is coming to a head as a band called Ghost Beach is putting billboards up around New York with deferring slogans such as piracy is robbery, piracy is progress, piracy is freedom, piracy is harmless, piracy is inevitable, piracy is evil, selfish, or is it even a fad? And it's not to say like we're advocating this belief, though they do have their own belief, but this promotion is to get people to talk about it.
See, I did that all wrong. I thought it was viral marketing for the next Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Oh,
so it did not
no,
work
it's for Assassin's Creed 4,
yeah.
Black Flag.
Black Flag. Oh, so excited.
So excited. Pre-ordered today. No, it's more about music piracy or maybe even movie or TV
sure,
or
it's
software,
all the same
everything,
companies,
sure.
Clear Channel, Viacom, whatever it is. The people that have a lot of money that don't want you to download those things illegal, that want you to buy the overpriced CDs and DVDs and whatnot.
Well, they want people to talk about piracy, and they're even keeping tabs on how they're arguing with different Twitter hashtags, which we just argued against.
Success!
To count for or against scores, for piracy or against piracy. And I feel like there's no way against is going to work if it's a Twitter discussion, because people generally, I feel like, well, the people who have nothing to gain or lose are going to be for piracy. And I feel like it's a good move because look at what Louis C.K. did. I mean, he noted when he released his special on his own, like, I know some of you are going to pirate this, but if you respect me as an artist, you know, I'm putting it up here without a distributor, without a middleman, only $5. And look at what a mega success it was. It
Brilliant.
Blew the hell up. People loved it.
I love to give the creators of content money.
Yes.
Did Louis C.K., I'll give him money. Anybody go to a concert and buy their CD right then and there, or you know, what have you.
That's even more pure
that's not
because
how the system works
okay.
anymore. I mean, we have huge record labels and movie production companies and television production companies and all these giant corporate monsters that take money from me, way too much money, and then give a very small margin of it to the people that actually had creative input with it. And that's something that myself and a lot of people have a problem with.
Sure.
Which is why they start stealing stuff and making software to facilitate stealing stuff.
Well, there's many reasons to steal stuff.
No,
like,
that's the one.
You know, like Game of Thrones, it was not made available to, you know, it's on HBO.
That's a slightly different beast.
It's a little bit different, but it's also part of the conversation.
I want to give HBO my money for a Game of Thrones.
People want to do it.
They're making it very difficult
to do. They're making it hard. But at least the piracy there is inspiring some level of change on that end of the industry.
Sure. I mean,
without the sheer purpose of I want it and I will never give you anything for it. And that's not the case. I feel like they feel like people are greedy and takers and.
Well, greedy and takers is one thing. I don't know if I want to open this Pandora's box, but the real problem that I have is with hypocrisy.
Yeah.
So companies like Disney that never let anybody use any of their licensed materials.
No, in fact, they're going to lock it in the Disney vault.
Yeah, you're going to have to wait years and years and years to buy these things again. You can't use it. You can't. I mean, they're not even letting me buy it. And yet Disney made the whole career out of taking other people's intellectual properties. Snow White and Cinderella and, you know, all these fairy tales that you didn't write, you're making billions off of these. And now as soon as you've made the definitive Cinderella, now nobody can do Cinderella anymore because it's Disney. You took it from someone and you're holding it, and now I can't.
Well, it's kind of arguable as to who owns Cinderella, because is it the Grimm, what was it, the Grimm Brothers?
Grimm, yeah.
Brothers
and I'm sure that intellectual property has entered into.
Is it all like fair use by now, except for the Disney version, which has kind of co-opted it? It's an interesting thing to talk about, like who owns anything, not just like.
But that's what these pirates are saying, is that allowing all these properties to be used and downloaded and listened to will inspire other people to create other things, and that's what.
Well, if you love it, it's been shown that some people are willing to pay for it. Louis C.K. is the example I used, and people want to buy Game of Thrones, but they can't do it, and that's the only way to get it.
And even more so, Louis C.K. has gotten around Ticketmaster. He sells tickets to his shows strictly on his website because that's another company that's such a ripoff.
Yes.
That takes like so much overhead and cranks up the price.
So is piracy the key to getting rid of these useless middleman corporations?
It's thinking outside the box. It's finding a way to solve problems. And yes, initially some of them are illegal.
Yeah.
A lot of them are illegal.
Well, a lot of it will be, but I think the key to it, like open source, is it will change the game. It will make it innovative. And yeah, some outdated forms of getting media will suffer. But I feel like there's so many positives to it that I don't really care. I mean, the industry should change.
Yeah. I mean, all these illegal, illicit activities that we're doing are treason until they're not. Until
they're heroic.
Yeah. And then we're the forefathers of internet freedom. Initially, we're criminals, and then we become
So this was a good
better,
conversation.
Something greater.
And I want to thank Ghost Beach for making this campaign to make us talk about it because, oh my God, innovation.
As long as they're not sponsored by Time Warner. And
I think they might actually be sponsored by American Eagle Jeans, which allowed them to, because they're an independent band. They can't afford to do this, but this is what they chose to do with the grant that was given to them by American Eagle Jeans. American Eagle Jeans, wear them today. Or not. No, I'm kidding. No, don't. But please.
Everyone take off your pants.
Take off your pants and join.
Join the revolution.
Join the pantsless piracy revolution, whatever you think. Tweet us, let me know in the comments. Boom.
Hashtag no pants.
Hashtag no pants. Or pants.
Whatever.
Please pants.